Hey, what's up, everyone? Today I'm going to talk about the horror film Tumbbad. It opens with a powerful quote from Indian philosopher Mahatma Gandhi. The world has enough for everyone's need, but not for everyone's greed. This sets the tone for a story deeply rooted in themes of greed and consequence. Tumbbad took 8 years to complete, and the filmmakers paid meticulous attention to every detail, ensuring it leaves a lasting impact on the audience. The narrative draws inspiration from a short story by Shivaji Sawant, which explores the myth of Hastar, a god symbolizing insatiable greed. The film captures this folklore while weaving in elements of family legacy and the darker aspects of human nature. The filmmaker's dedication is evident in the stunning visuals and atmospheric storytelling, which create an immersive experience. Upon its release, Tumbbad received critical acclaim for its unique approach to horror, along with strong performances and exceptional cinematography. It has since become a landmark film in Indian cinema, influencing discussions around the representation of folklore and mythology in contemporary storytelling. The plot begins with a father sharing a haunting tale with his son. The father begins by introducing the goddess of prosperity, a symbol of endless food and limitless gold. However, she is also responsible for wounding the earth. When the universe was created, the goddess gave birth to millions of gods, but she loved only one, her firstborn, Hastar. Yet you won't find his name in any records. The father explains that had Hastar's greed for all the gold and food led the other gods to attack him, before he could be destroyed, the goddess saved him, but on one condition: he would never be worshipped. Hastar slept in his mother's womb for eons, until an ancestor awakened him and built a shrine in his name. Since that moment, the village was cursed with endless rain. The boy asks why they would awaken Hastar, and it is revealed that despite the curse, he remains a boon to them. The scene then flashes back to the year 1918 in Tumbbad village, western India, where torrential rain pours down. Inside, we see an old man, a local lord named Sarkar, lying on a bed. A woman is offering him sexual services, and afterward, she reminds him of his promise to give her the gold coin during the upcoming new moon. Sarkar replies that earning the coin is never easy. The camera zooms in on a small, eerie statue of Hastar clutching a single gold coin in his hands. Meanwhile, two children, Vinayak and Sadashiv, anxiously wait outside their home in the rain. Their concern stems from the need to feed the old woman inside, Vinayak, their great-grandmother. Their mother instructs Sadashiv to take care of the feeding, but he hesitates, afraid. Before he can act, their mother calls him over, scolds him, and smacks his head, then does the same to Vinayak. She prepares more food and approaches the old woman cautiously. When the kids step back, the mother begins cutting the old woman's toenails. They assist in shaving her head, but when Sadashiv asks if she gave them the old coin, he receives a slap for his insolence. His mother warns that they won't care for their great-grandmother unless she gives them the coveted coin. His mother tells him that the gold coin is no joke. Suddenly, they hear faint whimpering from the old woman's room. The mother stands up and moves toward her, and we can hear the old lady's distressed voice saying, "Let me go. I don't want it, and I don't want the treasure." The mother kneels by the small opening with a lamp in hand, calming the old woman without entering her room. She warns her to sleep, or else Hastar will come for her. The next day, Sarkar dies. The mother hurriedly takes her children home, cooks food, and tells Vinayak that Sarkar is gone, and it's time for them to pack up and leave Tumbbad, as there's nothing left for them. Vinayak asks why they can't just inherit the mansion, but the mother replies that even if they did, they would still starve. It's worthless. He then asks about the hidden treasure in the mansion, but the mother explains that even Sarkar couldn't find it. Vinayak suggests waking up their chained grandmother, to which the mother tells him to go ahead and try. The children talk outside, but later Sadashiv falls from a tree and starts bleeding. In a panic, the mother rushes to find treatment for him. She instructs Vinayak to feed the old woman and warns him that if she wakes up, he must tell her to sleep, or Hastar will come for her. Now alone in the house, Vinayak lights a lamp while the mother weeps over Sadashiv, who dies on the way for help. Grief-stricken, the mother asks the driver to take her to the mansion instead. Meanwhile, Vinayak, anxious and terrified, hears strange sounds as flower petals fall around him. He hears babbling coming from his grandmother's room. Approaching the door, he peeks under the curtain before opening it. There, he finally sees the monstrous form of his grandmother. Her skin is peeling off, and large nails protrude from her face. She babbles incoherently, avoiding the light from Vinayak's lamp as she desperately searches for food in various containers. Realizing this, Vinayak rushes to the kitchen. The eerie sound design in this scene intensifies the tension, making it clear that something terrible will happen if the grandmother isn't fed on time. As he tries to recall how to prepare the food, he hears the chains rustling. To his shock, his grandmother drags him by the ankle with terrifying strength. He tries to fight her off with fire, but she is too powerful and attempts to devour him. In a desperate moment, Vinayak mentions Har's name, causing her to retreat in fear and fall asleep. Meanwhile, his mother retrieves the gold coin and returns for Vinayak, sobbing as she picks him up and leaves the village by boat. During the ride, the greedy Vinayak pesters his mother, insisting that they still have time to search for the treasure. His mother silences him by giving him a gold coin, but it doesn't satisfy him. As the rain pours, she forces him to promise never to return to Tumbbad, though it's clear that Vinayak remains determined to find the treasure. He grows up independently, and after many years, he returns to Tumbbad. Before nightfall, Vinayak arrives at their old house, now overrun with spider webs and wild branches, as if it has merged with nature. Inside, he finds the chain still attached to his great-grandmother, and then a dusty, beating heart nestled within the wood. He attempts to awaken her, but she spits blood, prompting his maniacal laughter when she finally speaks. This moment reveals his true intentions for returning. He jokingly points out that a tree has grown on her and asks why she wasn't banished after her husband died. She explains that they needed her for her ability to descend the well quickly, warning him never to go down there or he'll be cursed like her. Vinayak offers to give her half of the treasure if she tells him where it is, but she only desires freedom. She asks him to burn her, saying her eternal hunger can't be satisfied, but he can end her pain. She suggests he return to the mansion, but reminds him that not everything he inherits should be claimed. Driven by desperation to escape poverty, Vinayak begins his obsessive quest to unlock the mansion's gates, digging tirelessly for days in search of the well. He fulfills his grandmother's wish and sets her on fire. Afterward, he returns to Pune city, where he finds his wife, who has been searching for him. She informs him that she has no money left and has started a wheat business. Vinayak meets with Raghav, a merchant to whom he owes money, offering him the gold coin as payment. Raghav, curious about its origin, learns it came from Vinayak's ancestry. Each time Vinayak needs money, he returns to Tumbbad to steal more gold coins. One day, Sarkar gives him a deadline to repay his debt if he wants to be rich. Realizing the urgency, Raghav visits Vinayak unexpectedly and proposes a business partnership, but Vinayak declines. Soon after, Vinayak's wife gives birth to a son, and they become wealthy. However, Raghav sells his daughter-in-law to Vinayak as a mistress. Meanwhile, Raghav visits the mansion in Tumbbad, and Vinayak follows him, suspecting he wants to find the treasure himself. Vinayak descends the well, fully aware of Raghav watching him. Raghav attempts to follow, and the blood-red mud welcomes him from below. Vinayak creates dough dolls that resemble the womb's interior, slimy and alive. As he releases a dough doll inside a container, he hears a growl and a creature attacks him. He finds Raghav, mutated and conjoined to the womb's wall, and orders him to sleep or Hastar will come for him. Vinayak taunts Hastar with the dough doll, which the god desires in exchange for a flower. As the creature throws a tantrum, Vinayak seizes the moment to grab the gold coins that spill from Hastar's loincloth. To end Raghav's suffering, Vinayak throws him the lamp. 14 years later, Vinayak continues to return to Tumbbad, now with his grown son, Pandurang, whom he has been training to gather gold coins. Vinayak warns him about the dangers ahead, and they prepare by making dough dolls. Inside the goddess's womb, he instructs his son to create a circle of flowers, as Hastar cannot cross it. However, despite being told not to bring a dough doll, Pandurang secretly does, and when Hastar attacks, Vinayak narrowly saves him. Back home, Vinayak's wife questions him about Tumbbad, but he remains tight-lipped. Later, Vinayak meets with businessmen who suggest he take advantage of an opportunity to elevate his status. He learns that the government plans to close the mansion and build a new village in Tumbbad. He shows Pandurang the gold hidden there. The next day, Vinayak beats his son for giving a coin to his mistress. In his frustration, Pandurang suggests they steal Hastar's loincloth instead, and Vinayak reluctantly agrees. They return to Tumbbad to make dolls once more, but this time they are confronted by multiple clones of Hastar, created from the numerous dolls. In the chaos, Vinayak throws the dolls everywhere to distract the clones, but one nearly touches the flower circle. In a desperate moment, Vinayak catches Pandurang just as they both fall to the ground. The clone turns to dust upon contact with the grains. As the light from the lamp fades, Vinayak realizes he must make a heartbreaking sacrifice. He ties the remaining dolls to his body, planning to use himself as bait so Pandurang can escape. Pandurang desperately tries to stop him, but Vinayak pushes him away and leaps into the fray, drawing the clones after him. Pandurang escapes, standing on solid ground as he watches his father struggle, now babbling like his great-grandmother and Raghav. In a final act of desperation, Vinayak offers Hastar's loincloth to Pandurang, hoping to fulfill his son's wish. But Pandurang, heartbroken, refuses and cries as his father insists he take it. With a heavy heart, he throws the lamp at Vinayak, igniting him in flames to end his suffering. As Vinayak burns, he tells his son to sleep, or Hastar will come for him. In the end, Vinayak dies, and Pandurang leaves without taking the loincloth, realizing that no material treasure is worth a life. The conclusion is poignant. Both father and son were consumed by greed, and the harsh truth is that such realization often comes too late. Hastar symbolizes greed itself, representing endless desire. The tragic irony is that every victim acts like a baby, eternally hungry, even their immortality. That's the story of Tumbbad. I hope you enjoyed this journey and learned from it. This is Untold Tales channel. Stay safe and enjoy your adventures. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like, comment, and share the video. See you next time.